Okay, next comes the mix process. I'm going to resize all my windows to fit the current screen. Control, Option, Command, down arrow key, resize all my tracks to this current screen. We need to install an EQ and compressor on the saxophone track. So under inserts, well, let's say inserts aren't being shown. All you have to do is click on this guy, go over to insert A through E. Let's pull up F through J just to show you that that will appear. And if I want to get rid of a column that I don't want to see, Option click and that column disappears. On Sax 1, we're going to put an EQ. So go down here. I know that's off your screen, but you click on the EQ3 7 band and go ahead and manipulate to taste. You can always load a preset and then modify to taste. Then you'll have to add a compressor to that track. So under Dynamics, we'll go to Compressor Limiter Dynamics 3, load a preset if you want, and then manipulate to taste. Also, you're going to have to put a compressor limiter on the bass guitar because it's peaking out and all over the place. So Dynamics, go over to Compressor Limiter Dynamics 3, load the preset that you think will fit, and manipulate that to taste. Then we need to set levels, so you can go ahead to the mix window, which is Command equals. If you're already in wide faders, that's fine. You can go to narrow faders, Command Option M, toggles wide and narrow faders. I'd say go ahead and do a pass, set your levels to about where you like it, and then what we need to do is pan the overhead left and right, overhead drums left and right, give them a hard left and right sound. The kick, the snare, center, hi-hat, blend to taste as you see fit. Verify that the keys are left and right and that the piano is hard left, hard right. Those are stereo instruments. Now let's create an auxiliary for the drum kit. To do that, well, Pro Tools always inserts a new track after the currently highlighted track. So let's do it in this window. I'm going to highlight overhead right, Command-Shift-N brings up the new track window. So I'm going to create one stereo. So I'm going to use the Command right, left keys to go to stereo, Command up and down to go to auxiliary. So I'm going to create a stereo auxiliary track. And I'm going to label that track drums. And I want all of the output of my drums to go to the input of this guy so that they're all affected by it. So I'm going to give this auxiliary an input of bus 1 and 2. And then the output of all of these tracks is going to be bus 1 and 2. So I'm going to click on overhead right, shift click on the kick drum, press and hold the shift and option key, change the output to be bus 1 and 2, and only the selected tracks go to output bus 1 and 2. Anytime you create an aux track, the next thing you want to do here is solo safe it. Solo safe means never mute it. Now what we're going to do is create two more tracks down here at the end. We're going to hit Command-Shift-N for a new track. We're going to create a new stereo auxiliary track. And then I'm going to hit Command Keypad plus to create one stereo master fader. Hit Enter. Those guys end up here at the end. I'm going to double click this, call this reverb. And then the master fader is the master fader. Now the reverb, I don't want all tracks going through the reverb at this time. So I'm going to give it an input of a bus. The next available bus is 3 and 4. Now on select tracks, I want to go through the reverb. So let's create, let's call the snare. So let's send that out bus 3 and 4. Make sure that its send is at unity gain. Whatever it is here, just option click on that fader. It puts it to unity gain. Oh, we should probably put maybe the overheads. We'll do that over here. So I'll click, shift click, and then shift option, say send 3 and 4. That's already got a lot of room in it already. This may be overkill. The bass guitar, sure, let's put a little bit of that in there. We'll put that out 3 and 4. And then the keys, the synthesizer already has reverb on it, but the piano does not. So we'll go ahead and give him 3 and 4 as well. Now if you want more or less, you could dial this value up or down to say how much of this signal do I want to go to the reverb. We currently have it in pre-fader mode, meaning that the level that gets to this reverb is set by these faders. If I want to manipulate that further, I can change it here. Right now we're just going to leave it at unity gain. And definitely the sax needs to go into the reverb. So we're going to click on the first sax, shift click on the second sax, shift option, give it a send, out bus 3 and 4, and then we're golden. All we have to do now is on the reverb track, find a reverb that works for us. So I'm going to go down here to the end, go to multi-channel, and you can't see that because it's off your screen. So let's do it on another screen. Actually, let's go narrow faders. There we go. So we'll go to inserts, multi-channel, reverb, and you still can't see it. So I'm going to select deverb. That brings up that window. And you could load a factory preset. You could load a large room, small room, dark plate, medium hall, whatever you want, and then manipulate it to taste. Always manipulate to taste. Don't load stuff off the shelf. Now you have to begin the mix process. So I would say set your levels the way that you like them, and then if you want to make special manipulations, go ahead and go into touch mode. So press and hold the Option key, click on this read, and make sure that you are in touch mode. The other thing is to make sure that you hit Command Keypad 4 and make sure that all of these things are armed for recording, that all your automation moves will be remembered. Command equals goes back to the edit window. I'm going to double click on this piano track, Option F to fill the screen, Control Option down arrow to fill the screen that way. And now what we can do is start manipulating to taste, start mixing to taste. Save your work often.